Welcome back to Hardcore Ultimate Iron Man. The skeleton's attacking me. I'm back at Barrows. But not here to actually do Barrows. We've gotten a ton of different things from Barrows in the last 3 episodes. One of which is the full Carol set. So we can put that in this stash unit here. But for that we need 88 construction. Saw gets us to 87. So we just need to pull a plus anything off these spicy stews. And we're good to go. That's a -4. Okay. All stats except for present prayer. Well, we don't have any prayer left in it. That's not gonna matter. Alright. Now we get to stand here for 4 minutes. Nice. It'd probably be Our ladder is over there, so it would be faster to go to the house and come back. So we'll do that instead. Also, here in the house, I've stored my Zammy cape and rock shell legs because inventory space is a concern here. But back to the portal, back to the chest. We're just running to the Barrows chest without doing any Barrows. How's that for you? Okay, try number 2. Minus again. We're not even trying to get a +5 here or anything. It's literally +1 would be good enough. Difficulties with spicy stews, I swear. And it's more annoying because of the whole where we need to get to. And the fact that we don't have any super stores easily available. Those are in the looting bag. And that is part of the problem here. But yes. In theory, we could optimize our tunnel brother and chest door location to make this faster to get to. Not too necessary. I'm going to run back in here. Thank goodness for the pool in the house, so we're not having to constantly walk. It is really very nice quality of life. Like this spicy stew. Hey, we didn't even need the saw. Well, we needed the saw in order to actually do the saw part, but we could have brought a regular saw. That'd be fine. Here we have the master stash unit. A lot of this assumes that we're ever going to do a master clue. But when we're not using carols, there'll be 4 more slots open, which is appreciable. So now we can drop a whole bunch of stuff, like the saw here, the fish, shovel, hammer. And now we can see how many spaces we really need here. The potions will stack with themselves in the looting bag with the other 2,000 prayer potions. The looting bag will not exist for a moment. So realistically, we just went and stored the coins. I think we'd just be fine here. And also we're getting rid of the mind runes. Worst case scenario, we could buy back mind runes. I don't think we could get any money for selling these to a shop or anything. They have a high value of 1, so there's a chance. If we can get 1 GP each for these, by spam clicking selling 50 at a time, that's basically like spam clicking to get 1 GP, so don't know if that's really worth it, but we can at least check. We'd rather have 180k than double that on a main, so. Alan Morris saying here. the selection of runes, other runes, and they do sell for 1. Perfect. Alright. How many clicks is this going to be? 3,000 plus? Going to have to set up mouse keys or something so I can click this more. Also, I'd have to hold down shift. Yeah, we can manage this. How much experience is just spamming this? Or, not experience, GP. It's 50 GP per click, so questionable if this is worth it. I'll be back after I no longer have mind runes. With enough spam clicking, you could probably sell 2 million items an hour to a shop. Which is a lot, honestly. So that did not take very long at all. I'd say it was worth it. More money for me. So now we just need to have 1 more inventory space here. Then we can fit everything. Although we can get 1 more inventory space by wielding the bolts when we pick them up. Because we have no broad bolts. So actually, we're pretty much good to go right now. The prayer pots will stack. The looting bag won't exist once we destroy it. I think we're good. We've definitely done a decent job of limiting what's in the looting bag right now. We only have the potions, no herbs or anything. The rune bar and potatoes would definitely be disposable if we weren't already doing so well for space. But this will work. This will work very nicely. So let's put on prayers just in case, because maybe they'll help. Jump into the wilderness and dump a whole bunch of stuff on the ground. Make sure we're in the wilderness so when we destroy the looting bag, we actually get our things. Destroy. And then quickly pick them all up. We got bolts, we got potions, Barrows items. Wield that, pick up potatoes, and we're good. Alright. So everything fit in the inventory and on the character. Oh. Well, the worn equipment, the inventory, stash units, and costume room. But yes, this is everything. Total value currently sitting at 59 million, which is quite a bit. And that is why I'm not going into the wilderness right now to do anything in there. And honestly, at the rate things are going, probably won't be. Probably won't be. First up, on the list of things that we can do, since we have all of our items on us, is go put away the carols. I'm going to assume that the different damaged versions and pristine versions can all be stored. Because that'd be really, really annoying. We don't have a shovel. Okay, we can fix that. Drop the rune bar. Go get a shovel. There's also a shovel at the entrance. But I have a personal shovel in my house, so that's fine. We can dig down, drop another thing, go back up, pick up the rune bar, dig back down again. It's a similar idea as going through Shantae Pass or teleporting to Trollheim to go to Barrows. You drop some stuff, go back, get some more things. A bit of juggling. Could definitely be worse. So there's the rune bar on the ground. We dig underground, drop something else fairly cheap, like this lava battle staff, just to not have the message asking if you really want to drop it. Drop the spade, take the staff, And we're in. We've done significant amounts of juggling for other situations that were much more annoying than this. But for the most part, we keep our number of items to a manageable size. Since we can't use any death storages or anything, we're fairly limited here. Let's try out. Getting shot by Carol, that's fine. We need to take off the skirt. Let's drop the room bar again. Take the skirt off. Stash. And there we go. Full Carols. Now stored. Which is really nice. It really is. It's by far our range armor and our magic defense. So we definitely want that available. And now, the question. We still have 4 Barrows items. Well, 5 Barrows items if you include the Tuareg plate body. Well, yeah, let's just say we've got 5 other Barrows items here. Which is honestly not a lot. We check our collection log. We've got in 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 22, 23, 24. We've gotten 25 Barrows items. We currently have 9. So the other 14 were alked or dropped. And that it's not the end of that either. We have 3 pieces of Tuaregs. And we really don't need to. We've got the Carols in the stash unit. We don't need to store another set in the stash unit. Go away, Leo. So I think, even though we do have space for everything we currently have, having more space for other things is also beneficial. Like, say we don't want to wear some of our other armor pieces and stuff. So what I want to do is minimalize the spaces used here. And for that reason, we don't need 2 helmets. Verax has pretty much exactly the same stats as Tuaregs, but 1 more magic defense, 6 less range defense, and 3 more prayer bonus. So 3 prayer bonus and a magic defense. Overall, probably better than 6 range defense. The prayer bonus is just really nice. So I think that is going to be our tanky melee helm. Comparatively, the Ned's not has much less defensive stats. Except for magic. That's alright. And Ned's not also has strength bonus. But there's times where Verax would be better. Just for the tankiness. So with that, we really don't need a Tuareg's helm. We've got better options. And so, we will proceed to alk it. Without the Tuareg's helm, almost getting a full set of Tuaregs, we also really don't need the hammers. They just are not good. They just are not good. So we will alk the Tuareg's hammers. The last piece to think about is the Aram's hood. Ultimately, it's only going to be a little bit better than our other options. We've got a mystic hat here, which obviously is not the best, because we do have the healer hat. So if we look at the stats of these, they have the same magic attack bonus, but the ARMS has slightly better melee defense. Ultimately, they're pretty similar. And without any of the other pieces of ARMS, we're not anywhere close to being able to store that in the stash unit instead. Ultimately, I think storing full ARMS would be better for us, since Carol's is more useful for also the magic defense, along with being range armor. It's only a few options, only a few instances where you'd really use magic armor while doing magic. And in a lot of those, you are hybriding stuff, so. For the most part, the ARMS would be in the stash unit. But it does have better defenses. Except for magic. Healer hat actually has better magic defense, interestingly enough. And the same range defense. But also, I mean, which looks cooler? The healer hat is a definite fashion statement. But I think I will keep the ARMS hood for now. Worst case scenario, we can get rid of it. But I'm okay with that. Really does have less magic defense. I guess. Interesting. It has one more magic defense to make up for all the worse defenses and everything else, and all the negative attack bonuses. So, overall, ARMS hood's probably better. Still decreases range accuracy, somehow. It's a hood. That's alright. Yeah, we'll keep that, I guess. That's fine. We do have the space for it right now. And we are about to go and do some magic stuff. But again, I'm not entirely convinced that it's going to make a difference in the specific instance we're going for. Pretty sure it's range damage. So, they have the same range defense, so doesn't matter. Honestly, it'd probably be more convenient to not, since this will probably be in the looting bag, but we're going to have to get into the looting bag multiple times for the upcoming adventures. But for now, we've got enough things to work with. So let's go get another looting bag. Put away things we don't currently need. And go do things I want to do right now. Yeah. It is really unfortunate that rock shell legs are our tank gear. This is our tank gear. Verax helm, a fury, Thorax plate body, dragon square shield, rock shell legs. We're a bit of a mess, but isn't that just the Iron Man way? All the time. Let's go get a looting bag. Tears of Guthix. 205 tears. I'm going into prayer this time. Much more useful. It's going to be bouncing back and forth between prayer and fire making, unless I intervene. I'm currently not doing that, so that's at least something. One thing we now need to worry about is storing our Barrow's items in the looting bag. Cannot be done when they are in the untradeable degrade state. So like the Torx Plate Body 50 here, not gonna work. Repaired, it will. Also, smithing XP. Very, very expensive smithing XP. Since we have all these runes, how about some magic training? Going to be using Ancients, because it's very good. But there's a few other things that I want to make. We got some snake hides. Well, one thing to make and one thing to buy, I suppose. Off into the desert. Talking with Eblis here, we can get a one-time Ancient Staff. If we get rid of or lose this, our really only viable method is a 1 in 500 drop from mummies. So let's try not doing that. With this, we can autocast Ancients. Probably could have got this last. After this, I could just run south to the pyramid, get back on Ancients. That's not the order I did things. Oh well. So we will be back to the desert in a little bit. Let's focus on this snake skin and what that means for us. Target acquired. We need Relisim's Balms. Very, very particular thing we're doing here. Back through the fairy ring to Karamja, where we run just to the north to Taibo Wanai village, where we'll use these Relisim's Balms to get what we're looking for here. Had to scout this out, as these aren't exactly the most common occurrence, but we should find this Brood victim still chilling here. So we're going to give it a drink. That hurts it and gives us Herblore XP. A few potions, and the deed is done, getting us a tribal mask. The other options here would have been slightly more convenient. The other Brudu victims can be killed with food or anti-poison. Luckily we got this unlocked. Get a hammer out here, whack this together for a Brudu shield. Uncharge it because that's just not necessary. And here we have the Brudu shield. Stats-wise, it's very nice. 3 magic attack, a little bit of defense, and 5 prayer. Very solid choice, especially since we don't have any filled god books or anything yet. So the prayer and magic, not bad at all. Put this together with the other bits that we have here, and we should be able to get a good setup going. For the boots slot, really our only option is Mystic. It's not great, but it's something. For the armor, we're looking more for prayer bonus than magic bonus. So, proselyte. For the helmet, we're going to be getting the Slayer helmet, because we're fighting Dust Devils. And for the cape, our options are Zamorak or Artie Cloak. we'd probably be better off with the Arty Cloak. It's got a bit of magic attack and a bit of prayer. We have the Blessing. That's also prayer. Generally, the magic attack bonus here is pretty much inconsequential. So we grab out the Arty Cloak 3 here. We get 5 prayer bonus at the cost of 5 magic attack. Yeah, I think that's better. So put this back in the house. Go get the Slayer helmet and finish getting the inventory together here. Since we're going to be on Ancients, our teleports and alks are not very helpful. So the rune pouch is going to be maximum stack of water runes and chaos runes and death runes. Ultimately, we only need half that many death runes. That's still fine. So these are going to just go in the looting bag also. Don't need additional inventory slots taken up. Although we might possibly want to not have this many runes, seeing as the Dust Devils themselves drop chaos runes fairly commonly too. This is enough for quite a few casts. Like 4,000? Worst case scenario, we keep stocked up on chaos runes, can go buy more water runes, and have twice the number of death runes, so I think that's fine. So let us pick up the helmet right from here. And unfortunately that means Dragon Defender in the inventory. Not the worst thing. Drop all these Requiem Bombs. Or we can keep them for just a second here. The real question is going to be, how many prayer potions per trip? Since we can't alch anything, I'm just going to be picking up things and then doing a loop of getting more prayer pots, selling things to the general store, getting back to the house to teleport back to Kourend. And we have got a hefty prayer bonus here, which would be very nice. So let's start with the amount of space we have right now. 5. Should be good. Also just going to, for inventory purposes, destroy the Lunar Staff. Can get that back for 30k whenever. Not a huge deal. And also drop the Ivan Staff. We will be able to get this back for 400k, essentially, whenever we want. But for the time being, Ancient Magic is our answer. So we don't really need Ivans. So we just need to store a few more things in a looting bag and get on Ancients. All of this would be a lot easier if I had made the altar in the house to switch spellbooks. But I do not have a Pharaoh's Scepter, so this is the best we can do. Set our spell to Ice Burst. There was also the option of Smoke Barrage, but that uses the Blood runes and 4 Death runes, so it's a lot more expensive. It does hit harder though, so if we really wanted to, we could. But I'm going to be saving those blood runes for blood spells and such. And Ice Burst will do just fine. So now from here, we need to get to Corrent. I think my main method is always going to be Birthorpe Games Room Teleport. This gets us to Birthorpe, where we have a bank, a general store, and a short run to the house. So we can do everything we need to do right over there. Also have the Iron Darts in order to group up all the Dust Devils. That'll be very helpful. So here we go. Starting with 88 magic, 50,000 XP to 89. Let's see how far we can get in the time I have available. And here we are at the Dust Devils. Iron Darts on. Protect from melee, also important, on. Slayer Helm is on, so we don't die immediately. Gather all these guys up. Run around to stack them perfectly. Switch back to the staff. Good enough. And let the magic XP flow. Definitely gonna have this on just magic. Not magic and defense. What I'm really looking for here is more dust runes. That's why I come to this place. For the super convenient teleportation in one slot. Maybe once I have 16,000 dust runes, I can switch to somewhere else. But for the time being, this is the ticket. 89 magic. That is Ice Plateau Teleport and Recharge Dragonstone. So, not really things that are too useful. But a magic level is a magic level. Also, it's looking like we're going to have plenty of prayer potions to get an inventory full of stuff here. I've been dropping, or just not picking up, any of the adamant axes, vambraces, stuff like that. Because the inventory is completely full here of better stuff. So I think that could be our cue to go and do a bank run. Well, bank might be a strong term, but it's a Birthorpe. So we can rock, looks like 3 prayer potions will be fine. Started with 5, now down to 2.5. We're also picking up the rune arrows, myth bars, an ancient shard, soul runes, and of course the dust runes. And coins. And stuff like that. But this will be perfect. Unfortunately, we are going to lose a significant chunk of the money by selling all these to the Birthorpe General Store here. For 6.2k, instead of High Alchemy for 9.3. But it's still more than we would get not picking them up at all. That might be the low alch price, so we technically might be able to use the Lumbridge Explorer's Ring like a few times. And there's also more loss as we stack more per world. But honestly, that's fine. Not a huge deal. We're also losing a ton of Iron Darts since we don't have an accumulator. So every Dust Devil is just an Iron Dart on the ground. But we have 43,000, so that's fine too. 2,600 Dust Runes from that first trip. And now we're kind of also stuck here until we have 3 ancient shards, because those would be useful to have, and it'd be nice to put those into the arc light, of course. Gonna have to see what the drop rate on these are. This might be more of a hassle than it's worth, but we will see. There is something interesting. The Dust Battle Staff. That raises a few questions, doesn't it? Would it be better to have the Dust Battle Staff and Fire Runes? The answer is yes. Yes, it would be. This is fairly uncommon, so we couldn't exactly hope or expect to get a Dust Battle Staff right now. But honestly, I think that might really be it for the usefulness of fighting Dust Devils here. Because with that staff, it's just as good as Dust Runes, except in a staff form. It would mean that we'd have to put the staff on in order to teleport, because that'd be the source of the air runes. Worst case scenario, we would probably still have Trollheim teleport, since we'd have the laws and fires in the looting bag. So it wouldn't stop us from panic tellying out of any situation where we at least can teleport. It wouldn't go to the house though, and the house is definitely a better place to panic teleport. Because if you die in your house, you don't die for real. Which is definitely a message, I suppose. But yeah, a Dust Battle Staff. Actually, not bad. And that means I think we're done here. Grab these coins. I'm leaving. Okay. Anything else there we can just sell to a shop? Not really. I don't know if my... Yeah, teleport's ready. Or, no, it's not. 8 minutes. Okay. So, with that, are Dust Runes worth anything? A little bit. 85k? I don't know if that's really worth... I mean, I can move the other account, that'll be fine. Only got 1 Ancient Shard. And I was getting close to the point where I would have had a full bag worth of Dust Runes anyways, so if I didn't get a second by then, I was going to just stop anyways, but with only 1, that's gone. Also got these Soul Runes. I will see if those are actually useful. But they stacked, so might as well. Also, I guess that means we can pick up these Fire Runes, since we're now going to be stacking Fire Runes instead. It does raise the question of how much alching we're going to do, because that's also going to use Fire Runes, but honestly that's fine. Fire Runes are easy to come by, just from shops, so a non-situation. Okay. So with that, I think we need to move our focus to a different magic training spot. But first we need to actually get the inventory sorted. And here we are at Maniacal Monkeys. We got prayer potions, Holy Wrench for just a tad more prayer, Dust Battle Staff because it doesn't fit in the looting bag, Kendrian Headgear for a light, Royal Seed Pod if we need to get back over here for any reason. We don't really need to worry too much about inventory space here, since they don't drop anything besides 1 dose prayer potions, essentially. So, protect from melee, enter the hole, and get over to the large open room. There are a few methods that can be used here. with varying numbers of accounts in order to maximize efficiency. But we just kind of stand here in the middle a bit. We can attack the monkeys and just kind of go with it. Ultimately, we could run back and forth in the corner. We could constantly be clicking a location in order to have the most monkeys. There is methods to this. But overall, just kind of going for it is the easiest way for this. It's going to be a lot less effort than Dust Devils because they are aggressive. And when they become unaggressive, we can just pop down the hallway a little bit and get aggression back. An optimal location to stand for this would be worth looking into a bit. Either way, though, most of the time we're going to be hitting plenty of monkeys. So I'm good with that. We'll see if we maintain prayer potions, because they do drop prayer potions. It is a 1 in 10 chance, so you would think we would find one here eventually, pretty soon. Just to show that, yes, that is in fact a thing. They seem to be all bunching up very north to south here right now, which isn't ideal. We can also specifically click slightly further away in order to get all the monkeys. Again, not hugely necessary. So we're just going to stay down here. Look at all the adamant arrows, P++, and small ninja monkey bones, and the like. For a while. Turns out prayer wasn't a problem whatsoever. I just had the ground items only searching for prayer, which seemed to work for the prayer potion 4, but not prayer potion 1, whatever. So they were all on the ground while we were talking about them. But here is 90 magic. Very clean, even level there. Matching up with the range level. Very nice. And there's a lot of spells at level 90. We got Earth Surge, Other Camelot, Master Reanimation, Apatol Teleport, Anacarl Teleport, Telegroup Ice Plateau, and one of those is for the Elite Kren and Kevos. Probably the Master Reanimation. Doesn't matter. Could have boosted for it anyways, probably. Either way, that is probably where we're going to have to leave it for now. Didn't get up to any better spells to use, but also using the new spell you just unlocked and Sarah Brews for healing can be a bit awkward. So I'm just going to take all these extra para potions that I got here. Super convenient. You just trade runes for para potions. Unfortunately, they don't drop anything of any real value. So, was making decent money at Dust Devils. But this is definitely a faster experience too, so. 90 magic. I think that is pretty good. So we'll take our 90 magic and put it to good use. Next time. Goodbye.